My Lord and my God, I firmly believe that you are here, that you see me, that you hear me. I adore you with profound reverence. I ask you for pardon of my sins and the grace to make this time of prayer fruitful. My Mother Immaculate, Saint Joseph, my Father and Lord, my guardian angel, intercede for me. Today we reflect on the gospel scene where Jesus and his disciples arrive at the house of his friends, Martha, Mary, and Lazarus, in Bethany. He felt at home in that house where he was surrounded by friendship and affection. And that's how we want to welcome you, Lord, in our hearts when we are praying. So in this time of prayer, we want to linger in the home of Bethany to learn how we can welcome Jesus. Because in that home, Martha offers her loving service and Mary offers her openness of heart. So you try to picture Martha, who is busy with the work that really needs to be done. After all, the guests have to be fed. But her busyness prevented her maybe from even looking at the faces of her guests, the face of Jesus. Caught up in serving Jesus, Martha forgot to be actually with Jesus, to enjoy the presence of the guest, to listen to the story that Jesus must have been telling. On the other hand, her sister Mary prefers to be at the side of Jesus, listening to him, keeping him company and conversing with him. Well, that's how we should be like towards Jesus who comes to visit us. Yes, Martha was burdened with much serving, while her sister Mary sat beside the Lord at his feet, listening to him. So when Martha came to Jesus and said, "Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me by myself to do the serving? Tell her to help me." So the Lord said to her in reply, "Martha, Martha, you are anxious and worried about many things. There is need of only one thing. Mary has chosen the better part, and it will not be taken from her." So in Mary, we see that the best option is to be with Christ, to digest what he offers us, to receive his message. Well, yes, in our lives, there are so many important things to attend to, many duties to carry out, but we have to choose the better part, and that is to stay with Jesus. Lord, you know how we get so occupied in our own things that we forget about you. But now as this gospel scene gives us some reality check, we want to listen attentively, like Mary, to what you tell us, Lord. But at the same time, like Martha, we also want to be busy with your things. Because in this life, we always sense the tension between the demands of our daily grind and our longing for inner peace. So to reach that balance, give us, Lord, the attentiveness of Mary and the diligence of Martha. It's not easy to reach that balance. Just think of Martha doing all the work and Mary just sitting at the feet of Jesus, listening to him converse with the apostles. And it's understandable that Martha would get nervous. Feeding the 13 guests, that's assuming Jesus came with the 12 apostles. That's not a small task. And her sister Mary could have helped her. So she tries to get Jesus to tell Mary to lend a hand. But Jesus doesn't. He was happy that Mary wanted to sit beside him and spend time with him. He actually commends Mary. Why? Well, it's probably because Jesus was happy, yes, to be served, but he was even happier to be loved. He looks for our love. He is more interested in the love with which we serve him than in our many accomplishments. Probably Martha has become so concerned with doing things for the Lord that she has forgotten to be with the Lord. She got so occupied in cooking a meal for Jesus that she forgot what Jesus came for. He didn't come for a free meal. He wanted to be with his friends. So when Martha complains, Jesus reminds her that wanting to be in control of everything can sometimes get in the way of what is really important, which is to love Him, to love you, Lord. Although the tendency of Martha is strong and familiar because there are so many practical things to be done that we tend to get frantic. We can get caught up in many events in our life, and we could end up fragmented when many things call for attention. And we end up working at the pace of the cheetah. The cheetah is an amazing animal. It's known as the fastest animal on earth. You could almost say it was designed by God for speed. Everything about a cheetah contributes to its superlative running skills. It has an oversized, powerful heart that pumps huge amounts of blood. It has large lungs and nostrils that allow for fast and deep air intake, and eyes that are extra long so the cheetah can get a fast, wide-angle view of its surroundings even at top speed. And it has an extra flexible spine that curves with each stride, acting something like a spring for the back legs. It also has a large tail that is both a rudder and a counterweight to the cheetah's body, so it doesn't spin during fast turns. And a cheetah's legs has an incredibly broad swing range, allowing the animal to achieve a stride of 25 feet. Well, the combination of all of those special anatomical characteristics allows the cheetah to attain speeds of up to 70 miles per hour. Unfortunately, though, the drain on its heart is such that it cannot maintain that speed for more than about 600 yards. So exhausted and overheated, if the cheetah does not catch its prey in those first 600 yards, it must forfeit the kill and rest. And even if it makes the kill, the cheetah must take time to recuperate and recharge its energy before it can eat its kill. Either way, the weak and depleted cheetah is now itself vulnerable and often falls prey to other predators in its weakened state. So ironically, the cheetah's greatest strength, its speed, leads to its great vulnerability, the total depletion of its energy. Likewise, the immense physical, mental, and spiritual demands of life can take a toll, leaving us exhausted, vulnerable. So even if you may possess a powerful heart for action, pace yourself. Remember to put things in perspective so you don't lose sight of your mission in life, which is to be with Jesus as you serve Him in all things. In these 10 minutes, we have all chosen to come and listen to Jesus. And He wants us to continue to choose this better part. What is this better part? What should be our first task? Well, a Christian author gave a very good answer to that. He said, "My main job is to live with deep contentment, joy, and confidence in my everyday experience of life with God. Everything else is job number 2. So before getting distracted with the day's activities, let us spend some quiet moments with Jesus to process with Him what we have to accomplish. He has many things to tell us. So let's seek those moments of silence and peace to help us find Jesus again, and in Him to find ourselves once more. Before we overload our day with so many activities and commitments, let us be with our Lord in prayer. Only that will give real clarity and meaning to the many things that we do. Unless we're connected to our Lord, none of our actions can have enduring value. But with prayer, with a strong connection to Jesus, we acquire the attentiveness of Mary and the diligence of Martha. And our abundant work will not be an obstacle to a close relationship with Jesus. So we turn now to our Mother Mary, the seat of wisdom. My Mother, give us the wisdom to realize that one thing only is required, that of listening to Jesus, turning our eyes and heart toward Him, not only attentive but also receptive to what He's saying. May we realize what it means to be in the presence of Jesus and what it means that He is with us always. Then we can proclaim Him to others in actions and in words. I thank you, my God, for the good resolutions, affections, and inspirations that you have communicated to me in this meditation. I ask your help to put them into effect. My Mother Immaculate, Saint Joseph, my Father and Lord, my guardian angel, intercede for me.